Welcome to the Destiny Awakening Interviews, a podcast with Andrew Wayfinder and his guests, bringing you powerful insights, inspiration, and ways to break free, live life your way, and make a difference in our changing and challenging world.
So hello, everyone, and a very warm welcome to another edition of the Destiny Awakening Interviews. I'm Andrew Wayfinder Ranievich, and I'm joined today by Jennifer Dawn, business coach and consultant, founder of Best Planner Ever, and author of The Joy Guide, Finding Your Joy in a World of Crap. So a very warm welcome to you, Jennifer. Where are you hanging out today?
Thank you so much, Andrew. It's great to be here. And I'm hanging out in upstate New York today, and it is raining, today, but we've had some lovely sunshine.
Oh, well, that could be England in the summer.
This is true.
So let's get on to your work and your experience. So Jennifer began her entrepreneurial career selling apples from her grandfather's tree because a lemonade stand was very yesterday. Since then, Jennifer's grown several multi-million-dollar businesses, was a successful corporate person type, and has also become a successful speaker and author. She's founded the JenniferDawnCoaching.com to help business owners grow profitable, healthy, and truly exceptional businesses. And she offers them the strategies, coaching, and consulting services to achieve that goal. So thanks, Jennifer, for your time today. And we'll be talking about the topic of win happy. And Jennifer's going to unpack that idea by answering 6 questions. So your time starts now. The first question, who is your ideal client? And what's the transformation your work helps them achieve?
Yeah, absolutely. My ideal client is going to be a business owner, or it could be an executive or a professional, any person who knows that they have like so much more potential and they need help unlocking that potential, but maybe they feel stuck or challenged for some reason, or there's like some roadblocks in their way. But they're open-minded and willing to be coached and make some changes and willing to like look at themselves and, have some self-awareness going on. That's going to be my ideal client. And the transformation that I help them achieve is our motto here is we don't believe in hard, we believe in happy. And win happy, right? Because the idea is that when your body and your brain are in alignment with each other, you're in a good place, right? We hear this all the time. We're working in the zone. You're in a good place and you're going to do better work. You're going to be more creative. You're going to execute. You're going to be more productive when you're working in that better place. And so that's really the transformation we help our clients with, is getting from this away from it's hard, we're overwhelmed, we're stretched too thin, it's just not fun, we have to grind, like getting out of that and instead taking it day by day and winning each day from a happy place.
Okay. I think that ties in nicely to the question number 2. What's the biggest challenge they're facing when they come through the door?
Well, I'm a coach. And so, of course, the biggest challenge I usually see is themselves, getting past themselves and getting out of their own way, overcoming maybe some fears, some limiting beliefs, maybe patterns that they've been repeating. For many people, it's maybe been a lifetime and they just don't quite know like how to get in there, how to break those patterns and how to really step out of them for good. So I would say that's even if they maybe don't realize that's the challenge, it's usually the challenge that we end up coming back around to and working on.
Okay. And question 3, what's the number 1 insight you'd share to help them with getting out of their own way?
Yeah. So the number 1 insight I would say is that it's a safe space to do the work they need to do. And really just if you have the courage to go in these places and do the work you need to do or heal what you need to heal or, face whatever demons you need to face, whatever it is for you, you'll come out on the other side in way better shape. And so that often is what I share with my clients. And I hear back from them that they find most valuable, that it's a safe space to do this work that they need to do. Whereas maybe in the past, they were shamed or guilted or made to feel bad about who they are and what they're feeling and those kinds of things.
Okay, great. And question number 4, in your own development, what was the most impactful concept, book, program talk experience? What sort of stands out in your memory as, wow, that really shifted things, or that made a...
That's such a hard question for me to answer because I am always learning. I'm always reading something new. I'm always doing courses. And so, I've been through many of course, the Tony Robbins courses. There's nobody like Tony. I've been through Mind Valley, Vishen Lakhiani. He's got a lot of courses and classes. I've been through many of those. They've been a tremendous resource to me. But probably one of my favorite books that stands out the most that had such a huge impact on me was Michael Singer, The Surrender Experiment and The Untethered Soul. Something about those books, and for me, just understanding the concept of surrender, like really understanding what that means. It's not giving up. It doesn't mean I can't have my goals, but really understanding it and implementing it in my life. I would say that was a huge shift for me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that reminds me of a friend of mine was commenting, that the secret to going with the flow is being able to notice the flow and trust it, and also notice when it's ebbing and not to fight it.
Exactly. The hardest thing, you're right, going with the flow is going with the flow, because sometimes the flow isn't going where we think it should be going, and to just recognize and have that awareness and then be willing to go places that we're not like naturally like, oh yeah, this looks like a disaster, or it looks bad, or it looks whatever, I don't want to go here, but actually tapping into trust, surrender, acceptance, faith, all those good higher emotions, and being willing to go where it's taking you. Like, that's just so huge.
Mm-hmm. Okay, great. And then question number 5, what's the free resource you'd like to share with the audience to help them out?
Absolutely. Well, I'd love to share the first 5 chapters of my book, The Joy Guide, Finding Your Joy in a World of Crap. And inside those 5 chapters are a well-being assessment tool, which is a great place to start. We've talked a little bit about self-awareness and just no judgment, but just getting really clear on where you're at right now, and then where you would like to be, but also what needs to change for that to happen. And so there's an assessment tool in the first 5 chapters that I'd love to share with everybody.
Okay. And where can they get that?
They can get that from my website, which is bestplannerever.biz. So you want to make sure and type in the .biz, and that will redirect you to the first 5 chapters of the Joy Guide. Okay,
great. And that'll be in the show notes. So the last question, Jennifer, what should I have asked you that I didn't ask you?
Oh my goodness. Like, this is one of those questions that always makes my brain go, oh my goodness. So I guess that the thing that maybe you should have asked me is, what does a person do when they're not really where they want to be? Maybe they're not quite as happy as they want to be. They're not really sure what to do. And the way that I would answer that question is get help. Like, check the ego. This was one of the things that blocked me for so many years, because it was like I was a leader or an executive or, the head of my division or the head of my company. And here I am supposed to always have the answers for everybody who's looking to me. And so my ego often stopped me from getting the help that I needed to move forward in my life and for me personally. And that's the one thing that I would leave everybody with today is check the ego and reach out and get some help. And the world keeps spinning. You'll be much better for it. Everybody around you will be much better for it. But I would say that's the one thing that stopped me for so many years. It doesn't anymore, but I remember those days when it did. And I could have been, a lot further along and a lot happier back then if I had just checked the ego and gotten some help.
Yeah. Well, I had a meditation teacher who used to ask me on a fairly regular basis, Andrew, how loud does it have to get?
Yes. Great question.
Yeah. Well, that's a great insight, Jennifer. Thank you so much for your time today.
You're so welcome. Thank you for having me.
Thanks for listening to the Destiny Awakening interviews. If you have a friend who would benefit, please share and subscribe to the show on iTunes and leave a review. We really appreciate it. And remember, always use your power for good.